everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited because I am doing a very highly requested hair and makeup tutorial. I'm not gonna lie, it's more of a makeup tutorial than a hair tutorial, but regardless, I'm gonna give you guys some tips on how I achieved this look. So if you want to know, be sure to stay tuned or keep watching. Or I don't know what I'm supposed to say here, but just keep watching. If you haven't already, I would super appreciate it if you dropped a follow to my Instagram and subscribed to my channel. If you're new here, I am too. We're just figuring this out together. I always get lots of questions on how I style my hair, how I do my makeup, and I never really know how to do a makeup tutorial. I still don't know, but I tried my best for you guys. I will be sure to do my best to link all of the products in the description down below. If you have any questions, just throw me a comment. I will do my best to get back to you. My biggest tip when it comes to doing makeup is to practice. I've actually had 2 separate makeup lessons from 2 separate artists that were tremendously helpful. I'm not gonna lie, I sucked at doing my own makeup before those lessons, and even after those lessons I still wasn't that great. It took lots and lots of practice. I did a full face of makeup every single day after those lessons until I got it. If you do this look and you don't feel like you're happy with the results, don't be too hard on yourself, don't give up, just keep practicing and eventually you'll kind of get the hand of what looks best for you, if you need to tweak and change some things. My biggest piece of advice is to always go light because you can deepen it, you can't take makeup away. So let's jump right in. First things first, before we do our makeup, I need to get my hair out of my face. So we're just going to do a scrunchie and pull it back. So I'm gonna take my little beauty blender and I'm going to take my foundation in the color P2, so it's the perfect face. And I just put a little bit over my eyes. So for today's look, I am wanting to attempt to do a little bit of a foxy smoky eye, but more natural, so not super dark, just more nude colored. So I'm using my nude Morphe palette. This is Copper Spice 25A is the palette. It just has a lot of really pretty nudes and kind of reddish colors. So I'm gonna go in with this super light brown right here. Tap off the excess and blend starting in the crease and building towards my inner corner. You can see that just gave you a very light outline to start with. You're going to repeat the process on the other side. Since this is a foxy eye, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little bit denser brush here. This is Real Techniques, I think is the brand, and it's a base shadow brush is what this is. I can like barely read it. But the way I'm going to use it is we started with this shade here. We're just going to go slightly darker. So I'm going to come right here to this shade and with the very tip of it, just kind of lightly tap. Again, tap off any excess. And then I'm going to go in right here into the corner and just kind of lightly apply it there. So you can kind of see I'm kind of just drawing almost like a wing right there with this shadow. Really lightly, not focusing on clean lines right now. Just trying to get it going. So you're just going to progressively get that darker and darker. I'm actually going to switch to this little brush here. So I'm going to use this to kind of keep building on that line. You're just going to gradually get darker and darker. Don't be concerned if it looks a little messy. You're going to be able to clean it up later on. Just kind of keep deepening it. So we last used this one. I'm going to jump it down here to kind of the scarier shades. now that you have your brown wing going, you can do one of two things. This is kind of a fork in the road. You can either take some black liner to just kind of intensify it, which I think, oh my god, I don't know if that's what I want to do or not. How intense do I want you to be? I feel like it's already pretty intense. The wings aren't they're not going to be this large. Like, this is really big. We're going to make them smaller, and you'll see how in a minute. You're going to see why now. We're going to do this now. So what you do to kind of clean up this hot mess of liner you have going is you are just going to take some makeup remover. It literally does not matter what kind, as long as it's not a super oily one. This is just the cleansing water. I love this stuff, but you're going to take that with a Q-tip and just kind of lightly wet the tip. So now what you do is you go from the bottom, so not the corner because it's too high, the bottom, and you just kind of work your way up the line that you've made. And you can see I cut off a good bit of the tail with that swipe. So you can see in comparison, this line is a lot cleaner and shorter in comparison to this line that's just kind of out of control. Okay, so now that you've cleaned it up, go in with a highlight for the inner corner base. So I am using the Lily Pond's in Tarte palette. I don't think this exists anymore, but basically what you're looking for is a light shade. So I'm using Pina Colada. It's like a very light, somewhat shimmery shade. And I'm just going to put that in, or you're just going to tap that into place right here, starting at the corner. And slowly pulling out. But now that we've mostly completed our eyes, I'm going to go ahead and put mascara on for now and then finish the rest of my face. Face makeup, I always like to prime my face with a moisturizer. I personally prefer priming my face with a moisturizer versus a primer. Why? I don't know. I guess more so because I have naturally really dry skin, so it feels better, but it does not matter as long as you're priming your face with something. So I'm using Tarte Baba Balm moisturizer. So satisfying. Ew, why did I make that noise? Ew. Okay, anyways, I'm just gonna put it everywhere. So now that my face feels nice and moisturized, I am going to be using, again, the Perfect Face Foundation. Size 7. I am self-tanned right now, so this is usually the color that matches better. Sometimes I'll go ahead and mix my Y7 and my P2 to get a better shade. That's why I have both of them. But anyways, you just kind of do with your, what's this called? Stippling brush. Ha! I knew. And you just apply it all over. So I just tap it all over the skin. And then you're going to blend in circular motion. Once I blended that all out, I'll usually take my little blender, beauty blender, and I'll just go back over my face with the beauty blender to make sure there's no streaks. I try to keep my brushes pretty clean, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be completely streak-free. After you've gone over your whole face, you are going to take your concealer. You can tell this is my favorite concealer. It's like completely empty. But it's the Instant Age Rewind from Maybelline. You can literally get this at any drugstore. It's super cheap and it's the best concealer ever. I take it in my corners and follow the line of my eyeliner and then along the side of my nose. And then I'm going to take it right under my chin and in between my eyebrows. And you just blend it out. The most important thing is when you're blending near your eyeliner, try to be really careful. you want to get as close to your eyeliner as possible without blending out your actual liner. If you try to go back over it with powder, it's never gonna look the same, and you risk having fallout onto the concealer, which is just really hard to get out and kind of frustrating. So once you finish blending all of that out, it's super important to set the concealer, especially it's under your eyes. I don't use a ton. I use a small fluff brush like so. You can get the same powder you used for priming your eyes, and I just kind of press it under. A little bit of cream contour. I don't always use cream. Most day-to-day looks I just use powder contour, but today I feel like my makeup is a little bit more glam, so we're gonna use cream. This is Misty Rockwell's Cosmetic Perfect Color Plus in the color Medium Deep, and what I do is I don't use very much of this. I literally just take it here and then just a little bit around my hairline, not very much. I like to add some on my jaw, give your girl some help, and we'll just do a smidge around my nose. Not too much though. And now I blend her out. I just use a little fluff brush. This is another one of those Real Techniques brushes in the shape, it's a contour brush, I don't know. Okay, anyways, when you do this though, what I like to try to do is blend up instead of just blending. So I try to keep it angled instead of straight down, and instead of just going like this, I usually do small circles up and back. Or same thing with my forehead. Just small circles and up. Now that I've done that, when looking in the camera, I feel like my forehead doesn't look as blended. Totally fine. All you do is you take your same sponge you used for your contour, your light contour, and you just kind of blend, starting from the light, going into the dark. And when it comes to the nose, literally, I'm just gonna take a different sponge, only because I don't want to mix colors, and I'm just gonna kind of blend it. Now what you're gonna do is you're just going to take a big fluff brush and set the makeup that you've put on before doing anything else. So what I like to do is just get a good bit of setting powder on there, but then you're going to dab it off. So you wanna make sure it's all pressed into the brush. You don't want it to be super cakey, and then I like to just lightly pat it all over the face. And then without re-dipping my brush, I will lightly brush over everything. Now that you have your base, you can kind of see here the contouring doesn't do a whole bunch. I don't like adding a lot of cream contour because they can get very out of hand very quickly. I like going back and doing most of my contouring with my powder. I am taking my blush brush from The Perfect Face and their medium contour bronzer, and I just kind of tap it all over my brush, tap, tap, tap. And same thing, same kind of motion going up towards my hairline in small circles. So when it comes to contouring like my forehead, I'll usually just kind of dab it in. I don't really like brushing it on too much. So it's more of like a dab, dab, dab. Almost like pushing it into your hairline. So funny because I look so different on the camera than I do in the mirror. Like my face in the mirror, I look really tan, but on camera, I look really pale. When it comes to contouring my nose, I like my nose. I'm not trying to change the shape too much. I just kind of want it to look like it's there. So I take a small brush. It does not matter what. I just need a small flat brush and just kind of super, super lightly, barely even touching it, add some bronzer. Just going down the sides and on the tip. just to make sure my nose is visible. So no look is complete without some blush. So this has been my favorite blush lately. You can tell I'm very much almost out of it, and it will be a very sad day because I don't think they have it anymore. But if they do, again, this is the perfect face cheek color in Angel Kiss. I tried looking on their website and I didn't see it. I'm gonna look again before posting this video. You just take what's left of your freaking, just take what's left, put it all over your blush brush, and I like to angle it with my cheek, smile, and just kind of dab it on. I like this blush because it's not super pink. It actually almost looks like it would be white, but it's not. It does give you a nice little rosy tint without being like blush, you know? Like it would be very difficult to put too much of this on versus like normal blush. I go way overboard way fast every time. So once you've added your blush all over your face, I will normally take my little fan brush and add some highlight. So guess again, it's the perfect face. They really do have great products. In the color Fairy Tale for the highlight, get in there, get generous. We're not shy here. And then you're just gonna pop it right on there. See, this is why I like go crazy with it, because it looks really pretty on the face without me feeling like I'm gonna go overboard. Like you can build on it. All right, my babes, let's do some eyebrows because we need them. We're just gonna brush out our natural brow to start. I was not blessed with thick brows and I wish I was, but you know what? We make do with what we got here. So I'm gonna use this microbleeding brow pin from Arches and Halos. Absolutely love it. They're finally available at H-E-B. So I don't know if that counts as a drugstore brand, and I mean that in the most kind way ever, because this is some high quality ish right here. So you're just gonna take it, and I only use this to fill in the inner parts of my brow. So right here, and that's all I use this for. So you can see the way this is shaped. You just want to lay it flat. Now that you've filled in just the very center there, I'm going to use this powder. I am a mess. And an angled brush. And I just take a little bit of each color. You can see it's kind of messy. I'm not super particular about my brows. What I normally do is just take my little spool and just kind of brush it to blend it. And then we're gonna take our natural hold brow gel. It is clear, I promise, but I've used it a lot, so now it looks kind of brown. But anyways, I promise it's clear. But we're just gonna help these little babes stand up and stay defined. Now now you can choose with your eye makeup if you would like to be done, if you want to add lashes, or what else you want to do. This is kind of when I assess the overall look of my makeup and decide where to go from there. Today I want lashes, I want glam, so we are going to kind of up our eye makeup just a little bit. So here's what we're going to do. I have this really cool little angled liner brush. I'm going to take my black eyeliner, my black gel liner, and grab some of that. I don't like grabbing too much. You can always build, you can't take away. So what we're going to do is I'm going to fill my waterline under my eyeballs. That tickled. So once you've filled that in, you're going to take a little bit more, emphasis on just a little, and you're going to start pulling from your inner corner to your outer, trying your best to follow your lash line barely. Like, you don't want it to be a thick black line. You want it to be as thin as possible. Now what I like to do is take my little angled brush. This is a thinner one than the one that I used earlier. I have lots of brushes. And I like to just dab a little bit, taking it from like the outer edges so it's not even the actual pot of it. Why do I have hiccups? And I just am gonna pull right here along this liner that I already made out of eyeshadow. I'm even going to go so far as to pull down from the inner corner just a little bit so it gives even more of a cat eye illusion. Just a little. Don't need to get too crazy with that. Obviously now your upper lid is going to look a little off balance compared to your lower. So I will take these two brushes right here so you can see it's a flat brush and a little smudge brush. With the flat brush, I will just take a light brown. This is Boo Boo Cakes. It's such a weird name. And just kind of blend the bottom. I don't really want the bottom to be too heavy. It's just not a look that I personally like for myself. So I will go one shade darker with my smudge brush. Once that's complete, I like the way my eyes are looking. Now, no look is ever complete without lashes. So I'm going to be using one of my favorite pairs of lashes from Lashed by Odie. Literally, this is probably my favorite pair of lashes. It's Mamacita. They are a tapered lash, so you can kind of see that they're thinner on the inside and they fan out towards the outside of your eye. So you can use whatever lash glue you like. This is my personal favorite. It is a lash liner. This specific one is from Glam Girl. What I do, this is in the black, is I follow that line that I made super carefully. Take a pair of tweezers and grab my lash. And then I'm going to apply it focusing on the center. And then from there you just place the rest. But now that I've put on both of my lashes, I feel like my look is way more clean. I do dab just a tiny bit of mascara on the lower lash line. And when I say dab, I literally mean just dab like that. Now time for lips. I literally just realized that my light died. I don't even know when that happened. But anyways, for lips, I'm using Barely Yours from Sweet D. I got my light back. But anyways, so now that I did my lipstick, it is a matte liquid lipstick. Most days I will add a gloss over it just because I personally don't like the way I look with that. I think glosses look better on me. What color shall I use today? What do I want? I'm going to go in with my iconic London Peekaboo gloss just to make it pop a little bit more. And then I'm going to take my setting spray from Iconic London. Look how pretty that is. And I will spray this all over my face pretty generously. You guys wanted a makeup tutorial, so this is a makeup tutorial. And I hope that you guys like it because I tried. I'm sorry. So now that we're done with makeup, let's move on to hair. What do I want to do with my hair? Let's curl it. I've been like curling my hair, but I just realized I wasn't recording any of it, so I'm so sorry. So I'm curling my hair. I'm using my T3 3-in-1. That's an intense clamp right there. Wow. Anyways, when I curl my hair, it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I will just clamp it and rotate it away from my face. I do not alternate curls. I don't do that like away towards. It's always away from my face. I basically split my hair down the middle, all the way down the back, and curl away from my face. That's it. Pretty easy. Kind of funny because I took a poll on Instagram on if I should straighten or curl it. When I started the poll, curly was winning and now straight is starting to win. And so I'm sorry, you guys. I promise I listened to you. It's hard to keep up, but we're doing curls. Kind of my trick in curling my bangs is I more so straighten them and then just curl the ends. So you see how like most of the bang is straight and then you just wrap it and pull it. So I'll let my hair completely cool off, curled the way it's curled, and then right before I leave, I will flip it and finger brush it out. That way, when the hair cools, it cools curly, it'll hold its shape for longer versus brushing it out immediately and your hair just kind of instantly falls. I also like to use this argan oil. Just gives your hair some extra moisture and shine. If you have dry hair, this stuff is a must. You're gonna wanna really focus this from the middle of your hair down. Do not put too much towards the root because it's just going to make your hair look oily. Your roots have the natural oils from your scalp versus your ends don't necessarily have that. This stuff's the best. So I'll take the argan oil rub it all up in my hands, in between my fingers, and then you just finger comb it out. And there you go. A hair and makeup tutorial. Mostly makeup, a little bit of hair, just kind of some tips. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and if you liked it, please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys have anything else that you want to see, be sure to let me know in the comments. But until next time, love you, bye!